To tell you about the type of people you see at every job. Now, I'll preface this with you may not see all of them all at once, all together at every position you ever have, but you will see them eventually. All right, so here are the types of people. First and foremost, you've got that manager that has worked in whatever field, typically retail, for 30 years, and there's nothing they haven't seen. And their mentality is that old school, just shut the customer up, give them whatever they want so they'll go away. The customer is always right. These people are slowly but surely, hopefully, retiring, because that's not a good mentality to have, because these are the managers that you're assisting a customer and you can't help them with something. I'm sorry, I can't do that. That's against policy. Well, I'd like to speak to a manager. And that manager immediately like, oh, I'm sorry. This stupid person stupidly said they couldn't help you. Let me help you out while I trash this associate that was just doing what they were supposed to do. Those managers. And then you'll have the person that's not a manager, or it may even be a manager, that's worked in the field forever. And these people are not bad people. They find a way to bring up in every conversation how long they've worked in their specific field. Doesn't make them bad people. It's just, it's kind of exhausting. Well, sometimes I don't think I've done this for 25 years. Or, if I hadn't done this for 25 years, I'd think I'd done something. And they go on and on and on. And it's hard to talk about anything without them bringing it up. Now, these are not bad people. It's just the way I look at it. It's something worth bragging about. If you've worked in retail for that long, yeah, maybe you can bring it up in every sentence. And then you have the people that they've been there a while, but maybe not as long as that person, or maybe it's that person. They think because they've been there longer, even though you're on equal footing, they are in charge and they can tell you what to do. Even though you have the same title, they just been there longer and make more money. So they want to tell you what to do. I've run into people like this at many a retail position. I worked at a seasonal job at a department store, and this girl was like, well, you need to do this, this, and this. I'm like, oh, no, the manager didn't tell me to do that. Oh, well, you still need to do it. I said, you mean me or we? And she started grumbling. Because I think she was used to new people just doing what she said, because she just said it authoritatively, and I was just like, no, we're equals here. I'm going to do what my manager told me, not what some person on a power trip. And then you have, and remember, a lot of these people can fall into the same camp. Like that person that's been there a long time could be that manager, could be that person thinking they're in charge. So keep that in mind when I talk about these people. Then you have the person that may or may not be a manager, but they're an expert on everything. They're never wrong. They are the authority on everything, even though they'll tell you something. You're like, oh, wait a minute, I just read the manual and it says do it this. No. That's not how you do it. Even though that's what it says specifically, and without loopholes in the policy, this is how you do it. You should listen to me because I'm me. And they may not always be right, but they sure think they are. And as far as they're concerned, they should be manager, but they just didn't want to interview, or in some cases they got turned down. Because some people are not cut out to manage. Like, some people are not cut out to be in charge. And hopefully people can see that, but a lot of times they don't. And that goes to the next type of person. The loud, blunt, and angry person. They're loud, they're angry, they're always pissed off about something. This could be a manager, this could be another employee. Usually the loud, blunt, and angry people are the ones that think they're an expert on everything, but it could just be other people that are just loud, blunt, and angry. And they sometimes get away with it because, I don't know, some people just, it's like in Braveheart when the guy's like, yeah, you admire him because he's uncompromising. Uncompromising people are easy to admire. And they are. Blunt, angry people are easy to admire. They're saying what we all think. And then you get into the person that They want to start shit. They want to start drama. They like gossiping. They like talking about other people. They're not there throwing the people under the bus. They want to start stuff. They just want to be difficult. There's somebody like this here. And in theory, I think all of these types of people could be one person, because it is possible, but I would hate to see it because I've never really seen it, but I've seen these types of people. And the gossipers are usually the schemers. They're usually the ones that are like, well, I'm going to get this person fired. I'm going to get this person fired. Stuff like that. And then you have the creepy people. There's always a guy, and this could be women too. Not that I've ever seen it, but it could be. That a woman will come in, or a girl will come in, they'll come up to you, oh man, did you see her? Oh, let me tell you about all the creepy stuff. I'd like to lick pickle juice off of her toes. What? And they'll say it about the coworkers too, and you're just like, but they only say it to the people they think are cool. Like, they're never blatantly sexual, unless sometimes they're just that stupid that they want to tell off-color jokes. Because if a person like that talks to you that way, usually they're cognizant enough to know who not to say it to so they don't get fired. But some people don't do that. Some people are just like, oh, well, I'll say it to whoever and hope for the best. Because if you look around and don't see that person, odds are they were probably fired because they said the wrong thing to the wrong person who took it the wrong way. And then you get into the people that are always late. They're always late. They find a way to be late for work all the time. And they fall into two sub-camps, I guess you could say. The person that's always late that gets away with it, and the person that's always late that it gets noticed. Oh, shit, they come in late last 4 days. I'm going to have to have a talk with them. And it sucks because it's unfair. You should treat that equally. But then there are the people that are late that always have a new excuse. I'm sorry. I woke up this morning and the sun was out, so I ran late because the sun was shining. And they're just like, what? I don't like those people. I don't like some of the other people either, but the chronically late people that get away with it. And then you got the people that get away with everything. Where's such and such? Oh, they're still on lunch. They left about an hour ago. They take the 1.5 hour lunch. They take the long breaks. They do as they please because it's whatever. They can do that because they're either having sex with the manager or the manager thinks they're cute, so they can get away with it. They can say whatever to the customer. They can disappear when there's real work. They really lower morale because that person's usually one of the ones that's chronically late and they don't care about it. And I'm trying to think what else. And then there's always the token new person. They come in and they're like, yeah, I'm ready to be a customer service. And you see them, you're like, yep, I was like that once. Because the new person will always be like, yeah, I like it here. I always say that, but a lot of places, when you get in that honeymoon period, the first 3 months, you're training. Nothing is expected of you. They don't have standards for you. They're just glad to have you. So, yeah, every job's great in the beginning. And then you have the outside people. You have the regular customers that come in. I'll probably do a separate video on those, but those are just some of the types of people you will work with and you will have at jobs. Now, if you're lucky, your job might not have all that. But if you're not, you could deal with all these people combined into one, or just multiple combinations. But that's just how it is. And at the end of the day, you'll be like, I'm tired of dealing with these people, but, I need a paycheck. So that's where you'll be. You'll be like, well, just got to grin and bear it.